Did you know that Ready or Not now has gyro control? I didn't either, until the guys at Gyro Gaming Discord brought it up recently. It was quite a surprise because it came out of nowhere and the devs didn't even mention it in the change log. So let's dive into it. Before we start, for the regular viewers and the people who's familiar with gyro control, you already know what it is. But for folks who aren't in touch with controllers free, please allow me to briefly explain to you. Gyro or gyroscopic control is a form of motion control that uses rotational sensors on the controller. The controller will read how much you are rotating or turning it, then it will send that movement signal to the games. In a sense, it's like you are grabbing the character with your hand and making them look around by turning your wrist. It is very similar to a mouse, but the difference is that the mouse moves on the flat planes, whether the gyro controllers rotate in a sphere. Basically, gyro control is the solution to the problem that has been plaguing game controller, the less than optimal analog stick that is unsuitable for precise aiming. When using analog stick on the controller for aiming, most players need to rely on aim assist provided in-game so they can land their shots consistently. The problem, however, is that they have little control over which target they can pick. If there's multiple hostiles in front of them, the aim assist will most likely pick the closest to the reticle, while ignoring the more dangerous ones. With gyro aiming, you can pick any target you prefer because you have full manual control of your aiming. So, if you're playing on the controller, adopting gyro aiming will enhance your experience by a large margin. However, not all controllers support gyro control. If you own an Xbox controller, you're out of luck because it doesn't have any motion sensor to use. Now, if you own a PlayStation controller, particularly DualShock 4 and DualSense, so long as the controller is connected to your PC, Ready or Not should detect and apply its configuration right away. In the case you have a Switch Pro controller or any controller that has Switch Pro mode, like the Vader 4 Pro I have right now, it's going to be a little bit trickier. You will need third-party mapping software that can emulate DualShock 4 gamepad. Personally, I use Rewards, but I don't recommend buying it. Instead, you should use some other alternatives such as DS4 Window or Handheld Companion. Once you set up your controller properly, you should be able to use your Switch controller in Ready or Not. I think Voice should look into supporting Switch controller officially, but for now, we will have to make do with this workaround. Currently, Gyro controller has a few settings. It's very barebone, but we got to get started somewhere. First, we have options to choose gyro behaviors. We got gyro always on, which is a very common use of gyro seen in many games such as Splatoon, Fortnite, and Call of Duty. You can interpret this mode as gyro acting as your upper body, while the right analog stick acts as your lower body. You use gyro to look around, and you use your analog stick to dictate the direction you're moving toward. This mode is suitable for intermediate gyro player. Then we have gyro on ADS or aimed outside. This is the same gyro implementation as in games like Zelda or Genshin Impact, with gyro activation is tied to weapon ready keybind. Whenever you aim outside, the gyro will be activated. Otherwise, you will have to look around using your analog stick. This is a good mode for beginners of gyro aiming. The last one is a bit weird. It is gyro deactivation when ADS. It appears the idea is that this mode is meant to use with aim assist, which is hugely counterproductive. I advise you against using this mode because it's just very odd. By the way, aim assist is disabled whenever gyro is active, just so you know. Regarding other settings, we got sensitivity sliders for both look and aim outside. We got separate vertical and horizontal sensitivities, so it's sufficient for the most part. One thing I noticed is that the controller reads both yaw assist and roll assist, but roll assist is a bit less sensitive than yaw, so you wanna go with yaw in the controller for best result when it comes to looking horizontally.